Hey there, welcome back to 12 Minute Fit. I'm Sarah, and here's a fun fact about me. I don't enjoy running, but I do participate in a 5K once or twice a year for charity, and I've got my turkey trot coming up, so I've got running on the brain, and I thought this would be a great chance to bring y'all a runner's warm-up. So for the next 12 minutes, we'll prepare ourselves for a run, but don't worry if you don't like to run. This is a great workout to just get your body moving, to work on some mobility, maybe first thing in the morning or a mid-afternoon pick-me-up. These 12 minutes will be perfect for you. If you're up for a run, these 12 minutes are also perfect for you. So we're going to do each exercise or stretch for 30 seconds, back to back to back, for 12 straight minutes. And we're going to get started just moving around. Listen to your body. What does it need today? Maybe you're just marching those knees. Maybe you're doing some torso twists. Just move around. Maybe you're starting to bounce around. Maybe you're just rolling through the shoulders. Whatever feels good. Rosie's going to join us for a little bit, I suppose. Just keep moving for about 15 more seconds. And when you hear that bell, we're going to bounce around and we're going to twist through the hips. So start to draw your belly button up and in. You will use the core if you're running. So keep that core engaged, especially as we're warming up. So we're just going to bounce around and start to twist through those hips, keeping your torso facing forward, that belly button up tight. We're just moving through that lower body. We're warming up those ankles, the feet, the calves, and we're starting to get our heart rate up just a little bit. You're halfway through these. When you hear the bell, plant your feet, and we're going to move that upper body with some big shoulder rolls, arm circles. Whatever feels good to you, start to move that upper body. Maybe big arm circles, maybe just the shoulders. Maybe you're going to cross the arms forward and back. Whatever feels good. You're going to be moving those arms if you're running. So let's warm them up. 13 more seconds. Whatever's feeling good. Just moving those shoulders. We're going to stretch the shoulders at the bell. So try bringing one arm in front, wrap that opposite arm around it, and just stretch out your shoulder. Maybe bring that elbow up, give it a little pull, maybe a little side bend. And let's switch sides. Bring that other arm in front. Maybe bring the elbow up and stretch it over to the side. 5 more seconds to stretch out these shoulders, then we're going to move into the hips. We're just going to hug the knee up towards the chest. And if you need something for balance, make sure you've got a wall or a table nearby that you can put a hand on. Maybe you're warming up with a partner and y'all are going to use each other's shoulders to hold on to. Just hug those knees up towards your chest, switching legs a few times. Get those hips moving. Keep that belly button up and in. At the bell, we're going to make this movement bigger with a big hip circle. Lift your knee up and around. Roll through that hip. Bring the knee up and towards the chest and then take it out wide as far as you can. And just alternate legs. Big, big hip circles. Keeping that core engaged. When you hear the bell in about 8 seconds, we're going to step the feet a little wider than the hips. And we'll take some squats to warm up those legs. Step the feet a little wider than the hips. Sit your hips back and down and come back up. So you can do single squats or you can stay down, come halfway up, squat, and then reset at the top. So you can do 2 at the bottom or just single squats, down and up, for 12 more seconds. We're going to add a stretch to this at the bell. Holding your squat, you'll just hinge forward from the hips as you extend the legs into a forward fold. Then bend the knees, sit the hips back down, lift your chest up. And just go back and forth from that forward fold into that squat. Bending and extending from the knees, hinging forward from the hips just a little bit. Pressing into those heels, stretching out the back of the legs. When we hear that bell, let's step a little wider into some side lunges. So feet wide, toes out, and we're just going to bend into one leg and then over into the other. You can bring your hands to the floor. You can support yourself up on those thighs. Whatever feels good to you, press the knees out towards the pinky toes, push into both feet, keep your core tight. 12 more seconds. Then we're gonna hit a lunge, so you'll pick one leg, maybe turn to that side when you hear the bell, or just step one foot back. Now we're gonna hit a lunge, so bend into both knees. Your feet are long and wide in a stance, so your hips are square. Take that back hip and bring it forward just a little bit. Feel a nice stretch down that hip flexor. Squeeze that back glute. Push into both feet and warm up those legs. Maybe a little bounce in this lunge like I'm doing, or just hold and press that hip forward. If at any time you need to straighten out the legs for a second, go ahead. We're gonna come down, bring one hand to the floor inside that foot. You can keep your back leg extended, or you can drop your knee down in this runner's lunge. Again, we're taking that back hip and pressing it forward, and we're really stretching out the legs here. You can go back and forth between knee down and up. You can keep the knee down. You can keep the knee up. You can have both hands on the floor. When you hear the bell, bring your hand closest to that front leg, to that thigh, and we're just gonna twist and turn towards that leg. So take the center of your chest towards that inner thigh. Take that top shoulder, pull it back. Maybe lift your arm up, and you can also bring it behind you. You can still have that knee down. You can have it up in your twist. Whatever feels better for you today. Work through those options at any time. You've got 5 more seconds. And then we're gonna come up and stretch out that back half. So stand up, and we're still in a high lunge, but now our leg is extended, and we're gonna push that heel into the floor. And we're gonna stretch the back of the leg all the way into the calf. Maybe bend the knee a little bit, and then straighten the leg, really push that heel back down. And you can do that a few times. Loosening up that ankle, stretching out your calf. At the bell, we're gonna switch legs for that lunge. So step the other foot back or just turn the other direction. Bend into both knees. Make sure your feet are wide so those hips are square as you drop low in that lunge. And you can go up and down in it. You can hold. Bring that back hip forward. Engage that back glute. Make sure you're still breathing. Make sure your core is still on. We're coming down to that runner's lunge at the bell. So hand to the floor. Right here. Bring your hand down. You can keep that back knee up. You can bring it to the floor. You can have the opposite hand on the thigh or down at the floor. Whatever feels better for you. And again, you can take the knee down, lift it back up a few times, going back and forth. Listen to your body. Warm it up for your run or for the rest of your day. Adding that twist when you hear the bell, right here. Take your torso towards that inner thigh. Maybe lift your arm up, maybe drop it behind you. Again, you can have that back knee down, or you can bring it up. Whichever feels best for you. You can keep the hand on the thigh and really turn that torso, loosen up that spine. At the bell, we're gonna come up into our high lunge. Right here. So bend into that front leg, extend the back leg. Really push the heel into the floor. Maybe bend that back knee a little bit and then extend the leg back to deepen that stretch. When we hear the bell, if you need something for balance, we're moving back to one leg as we stretch out the quads. Keep stretching out the calf until the bell. Here it is. If you need something for balance, go ahead and lightly put your hand on it. Take one foot behind you. Try to keep your knees as close together as you can and really pull that heel up into the hip. So once you're there, if you're ready to take it a little further, you'll just take your knee back a little bit. Keep the chest proud and really stretch out the front of the hip there, all the way down into that quad. Using something for balance if you need it. At the bell, we're gonna take this foot to our standing leg in front, right over that knee. And then we're gonna sit the hips back so your legs have made a number 4. Hips are back and we're stretching out this hip and glute. So you can take your hand and apply a little pressure just above that knee on the inner thigh and take the stretch a little further. 10 more seconds. You can sit the hips back a little bit more and deepen that stretch. We're switching legs for your quad stretch at the bell right here. Bring the foot up behind you. Try to keep those knees as close together as you can. Find something for balance if you need it. Keep your chest lifted and maybe start to pull that knee back just a little bit, opening up the front of the hip. When you hear that bell, we're bringing the foot in front. So even though you've got great balance now, it might throw you off to swing that foot around. Grab something for balance if you need it. Here we go. Bring that foot in front, just above the knee, and let that knee fall out. Sit the hips back, maybe apply that pressure, deepening the stretch, maybe going lower in this little single leg squat. Try flexing the foot that's up on that leg. 12 more seconds. No worries if you're losing balance. If you fall out of it, just find your way back in when you're ready. We're going to start to warm up those muscles. Let's start to run, just a little jog. Bring the heels behind you and try to kick that booty. Pointing the toes as you lift the feet up, keeping those knees right under the hips for now. Belly button in tight. At the bell, we're going to bring the knees up in front. High knee kicks. High knee runs. We're not kicking, we're running. In 3 seconds. Bring the knees up in front. Draw that belly button up and in. Maybe you're just marching. Maybe you're not getting ready for a run. You're just going about the rest of your day after this. Maybe you're not a runner like me, and you don't even like high knee runs. Maybe you want to challenge yourself. You want to lift those knees even higher, moving faster. Pump those arms. Breathe. The last 30 seconds are yours. What does your body need to prepare you for the rest of your day or for your run? Do you need to just breathe? Do you need to stretch? Do you need some arm circles? Did you like that bounce and that lower body twist? Do you need to stretch out the feet and the ankles and those calves a little more? Do what you need to do. Maybe fold forward. Release that low back. Here we go. You are done right now.
Activity completed.
So, enjoy your run, and I'll let you get back to the rest of your day if you're not going for that jog. So thanks again for being here with me at 12 Minute Fit. I hope to see you again soon. Please subscribe. I try to do weekly workouts, but life is busy, as we all know, and that's why I give you 12 minutes to get your workout in and get back to your busy day. See you next time. Go.